Can you guys see this? Yes or no? Minashi, Masia? Screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
So screen is visible. What was it? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. So yesterday we ended with the point that the volume at minus 273 degrees Celsius is zero, right? Did we write that this temperature is known as absolute zero? No, no. Okay, fine. So let us just continue here only. Okay. Volume at minus 273 degrees Celsius is zero. Okay. Write some remarks now. This is the first point. This temperature, that is minus 273 degrees Celsius. Rather, to be very accurate, we can write minus 273.15 degrees Celsius is known as absolute zero. Why absolute zero? Absolute zero because I mean temperature cannot go beyond this point. Temperature cannot go beyond this point. Okay. And that is why we say that it is absolute zero. It is not relative zero as 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, 0 degrees Celsius, it is, I mean, not an absolute scale of temperature, it is a relative scale of temperature. And since it is absolute zero, a scale for measuring temperature was developed using absolute zero. Using absolute zero, this scale is known as absolute scale or Kelvin scale. Okay, or Kelvin scale. One point regarding the Kelvin scale is that the degree sign is omitted in Kelvin scale. This omitted in Kelvin scale. Okay. Now, what is the relationship between Kelvin and degrees Celsius? Minus 273.15 degrees Celsius is equal to what? If you want to remember this, you can just remember that minus 270 at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. What is the volume? What is the volume at this temperature, guys? Zero, na? That is why the temperature will be 0 Kelvin. Okay, the temperature is what? 0 Kelvin. Now you can write 0 degrees Celsius will be equal to 0 degrees. What did I do here? I added 273 point in the left hand side. Yeah, in the left hand side, I added minus. I added 273.15 degree. Here also I will add 273.15. I will get 273.15 Kelvin. No degree sign. Okay, no degree sign. If I will write 1 degree Celsius, then this will be, I have added 1 here, so you will add 1 more here. So this will be what? 273.15 plus 1 Kelvin. If I say about T degree Celsius, then you will say T degree Celsius will be equal to 273 plus T Kelvin. Okay, plus T Kelvin. So these are the conversion factor here. These are the conversion factor. Let me write an example also. For example, 25 degrees Celsius is equal to 273 plus 25 Kelvin, which is equal to 298 Kelvin. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Let me know if I need to scroll up or down. Okay. Okay. Some people are joining quite late. Khalil, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm fine.
You're fine. Yeah.
Yes,
Do I need to scroll up? You were a bit late. Or have you written this? You have written this?
Yes, sir.
Acha, okay. Everyone is done? Yes or no? Let me know if you guys are done, okay? And those who are late, they can just take a screenshot. Let me just zoom out a bit, okay? Uh-huh. Okay, this is the older part. This is from today's class. This is from today's class. I need to change the, okay. Done, everyone. Is there anyone who's still writing? Yes or no? No? Okay. No, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So that Kelvin scale is over, but we need to formulate and we need to rephrase the statement of Charles law so that we can make some equation. Okay, we can make some sensible equation from there. So please write at constant what? At constant pressure. At constant pressure, the volume of a fixed amount of gas, is what it is directly proportional to. Directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Please remember that this is absolute temperature, not degrees Celsius. Absolute temperature means the temperature in Kelvin scale. है ना? The temperature in Kelvin scale is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Okay, so absolute temperature mean temperature in Kelvin scale. So we can write a proportionality here. Volume is directly proportional to temperature. Hence, volume is equal to a constant. This is the second law. That's why I'm writing K2 into T. And then we can write volume upon temperature will be a constant, which will be K2. And we can also write V1 upon T1 for a particular gas at a particular pressure will be equal to V2 upon T2. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Then we will write the graph. And guys, write the next topic, graphs of Charles law. Everyone is done, right? Why you guys are not replying? Can you please tell me yes sir or no sir? What has happened? Mazia, Minashi,
Yes, sir.
Khalil? ऐसे आप लोग बिल्कुल ऐसे
Yes, sir.
Okay. So write graphs of or graph for Charles law. Okay, graph for Charles law. See, the graphs are very important. I mean, because they are easy. Okay, because they are easy. I mean, if you're good in handling graphs, it will be many things will be easy for you. Okay, many things will be easy for you. And don't worry, I will be teaching how to handle graphs. So you will have what? You will have volume and temperature, right? Graphs for Charles law. That is volume versus temperature graph. Volume versus temperature. Then let us suppose that this is one of the plots. Okay, one of the plots here. Similarly, you can have another plot like this. Why? As you can see, we are passing through the origin. Why? Because we have the equation v is equal to kt. That means y is equal to mx. Y is equal to mx. Okay. That is why we are plotting it in a straight line. Fine. And the pressure is constant here. The pressure is constant. So we have P1, P2, P3. Now, how to determine which is highest, pressure 1, pressure 2, or pressure 3? So all these plots now, you have to suppose like this, that you had a gas here. Okay, you had a gas here, and its pressure was measured to be, let us suppose, some x bar or P1. Pressure was P1. Then they volume and temperature, this was variable. They increased the volume, decrease the volume, and then they saw what is the change in temperature, or they increase the temperature and decrease the temperature, and then they saw what is the effect on the volume. So for some temperature, and first you would have got some V1, T1, it would be here, then here, and so on. You got this plot. Okay, you varied the temperature and volume, and you got this plot. Similarly, then they again put this gas in some certain other pressure, that is P2. And they again change the volume or temperature, and corresponding to those volume and temperature, you got this type of graph. Okay, you got this type of graph. Now we have to compare which one is higher, P1, P2. Where was the, see, the pressure is constant in all of these lines. Okay, all of these lines, the pressure is constant. So how will you check it? Let me just erase this. So first of all, what you will do, you will plot a as a line. They don't have anything which is, okay, let us see. Okay. We have 3 points here. Okay, you have 3 points here. This is point 1, point 2, point 3. Okay, this is point 1, 2, and 3. And for all of these points, you have a point in the y-axis. Okay, this will be what? This will be V1. This will be V2. This will correspond to V3. Okay. Khalil, can you tell me what is similar between in point 1 and 2? Point 1 and 2 both will have a x coordinate and the y coordinate. X coordinate will correspond to the temperature. Y coordinate will correspond to the volume. Yes, Khalil, tell me what is same in all 1, 2, 3? Is there anything same? Is any one of the coordinates same?
No, sir.
No? Acha. So you will tell me, okay?
The y, all of them are. Sorry, the temperature is same for all of them.
Yeah, temperature is same, na? Can everyone see that? Mazia, Minashi, Razan, Khalid. Yes, everyone can
Yes.
see that? Yes or no, Safwan? What about you? Can you see the temperature is same in all of these cases?
Yes, sir.
Yes, na? Okay. So the temperature is same. Now what you have to do, you just have to compare the volume. So you will write V1 is greater than V2 and it is greater than V3. This is the order for volume. What will be the order for temperature? Sorry, what will be the order for pressure? You have to apply the Boyle's law. What is the Boyle's law? Tell me. What is the Boyle's law?
P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2.
What is the Boyle's law? Oh, Boyle's law. Tell me the statement.
At constant temperature, the volume of a fixed amount of gas is inversely proportional to its pressure.
Inversely proportional to its pressure. Khalil, keep your mic on. That means if the volume has this order, the pressure will have inverse order. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we can write now P1 is smaller than P2. It is smaller than P3. Yes or no? P3
Yes,
will be highest. All of you understood this? Yes or no? We can get the volume from the graph. We can get the volume from where? From the graph, and we can get the pressure from Boyle's law. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Then we'll do a question. Okay, so I can move. Yes, sir. Razan, are you done? Khalid, are you done?
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Write a question. Write a question. A sample of gas. A sample of gas occupies 1.5 liters at 25 degrees Celsius. At how much degrees Celsius? At 25 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is raised to 60 degrees Celsius, calculate the new volume of gas if pressure is kept constant. If pressure is kept constant. Okay, write this question down. I hope you guys can do this, right? All of you? Yes or no? You have to just identify which, I mean, obviously, what is constant here, okay? And from the constant, then you will identify which law it is. Okay, always look for what is constant. It is much easier because you can see that they have said a sample of gas. Okay, a sample of gas occupies some volume, and then at 25 degrees Celsius, and they are increasing the volume. That means temperature is not constant. What is constant? The amount of gas is constant, and the pressure is constant. Okay. So from here, you will identify which law it is. And if identify the law, then apply. If you have any doubt, you will tell me in chat, okay? You won't speak if you have any doubt in this question. Just let me know in chat. Very wrong. Read the Charles law, this statement, okay, and then try again. Read the Charles law that at what? At constant pressure, the volume of fixed gas, and then try again. You will identify the mistake. Yes, Mazia, you are correct. Very good. Yes, Khalil, very good. Correct. Okay, I've got answer from Shoaib, Mazia, and Khalid. Waiting for Safwan, Razan, Khalid, Minashi, and Abdul Wahid. No, Razan. Yes, Khalid, you are correct. Very good. Razan, read the statement of Charles law that we have written today. Okay, and then try again. You will identify the mistake. Yes, Razan, by the way, can you read the statement out loud?
At constant pressure, the volume of fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature.
And then what is the next point?
Absolute temperature is equal to temperature in Kelvin scale.
Okay. Now, do you understand what is your mistake?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please redo it. Redo it. What about others? Those who have written the answer 3.6. Shoaib, did you understand your mistake? Where you are going wrong, Shoaib? Yes, Shoaib, did you understand where you are going wrong? Let me know in chat. What about Safwan? Safwan, are you doing this question? Yes or no? Are you
Yes, sir.
calculating? Okay. So which law is applied here? Yes, Safwan, which law is applied? Look here. So this they have said that the pressure and volume, sorry, pressure and amount of gas is constant, right? And what is changing? Volume and temperature is changing. Therefore, which law will be applied? Charles law will be applied. Okay, therefore Charles law. According to Charles law, what do we have? V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. Yes, Razan, it's fine. V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. So we have volume 1 and volume 2, that is in liter, that is fine. Yes, Minashi, correct. Now we have the temperature. So T1 will be equal to what? T1 is given as 25 degrees Celsius, but we have to convert this 25 degrees Celsius into what? The Kelvin scale, because the law says that you have to have the temperature in the absolute scale, that is in Kelvin scale. 25 plus 273, which will be equal to 298 Kelvin. Then you have T2, which is equal to 60 degrees Celsius. Now plus 273, this will give you 333 Kelvin. So V1. So V2 we have to find. The V2 will be equal to V1 up V1 into T2 upon T1. Volume 1 is given as 1.5 liters into the T2 is given as 290, no, not 298, 333 Kelvin. And we have the T1 as 298 Kelvin. This Kelvin and Kelvin can cancel out, and you will get the answer approximately equal to 1.68 liters. Okay, 1.68 liters. If you're having some problem now, then what you can do is you can round this off to 300. I mean, it is fine. Let me just show you. If you round this off to 300, then I mean, what will be the change? 1.5 liters into 333. Please don't do this. I mean, in the fair thing, okay, in the examination, do it in the rough side. 300 Kelvin. Okay. So you got this point, divided by 3 or divided by what? We can also do 1.5 into 1.5 into 20 is Anna, because see 15 2s is what? 15 2s is 30. 15 2s is 30. 15 20s will be equal to what? 15 20s will be equal to 300. And 1.5 into 200. Yeah, 1.5 into 200 now. 1.5 into 200. Okay. And then what we can do here? Yeah, we can also, if I've done a few things here, I can do a few things here also. 330. So this 0 and this 0 will cancel out, and you will get the answer as 33 by 20. Now this is easy. Now this is easy now. 33 by 20. 33 by 2 will be equal to 16.5 divided by 10, which will be equal to 1.65 liters. So this is quite nearby. This is quite nearby. Okay, so you can do some kind of some part of tinkering and tweaking here and there. Okay, and in the MCQs, the first option will be always 3.6 liters. They want you to do this question in degrees Celsius. Okay, जैसे आप degree Celsius में कीजिएगा, you will get, oh my god, 3.6. So this is wrong. लाल pen से wrong. Okay, write this down. Who has not written? And in the option, you will rarely get so similar values. Okay, if you're getting so similar values in the option, then please calculate honestly without any approximation or tinkering. Otherwise, I will always suggest that you tweak a little bit here and there. You get to the comfortable numbers. Comfortable numbers means the multiples of 10s or 5. That will make the calculation easy. Okay, otherwise you will be drowning in calculation only this chapter. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Okay, just let me know if you're not done, and you have to write something. Okay, everyone is done. Now write a remark. In remark, we will be writing the application of Charles' law. Right? Hot air balloon. What? Hot air balloon. Hot air balloon has gas, has air or gas with high temperature. Which makes its volume higher. According to what? According to Charles' law. According to Charles' law. Now, when the volume is higher, as the volume is higher, as the volume is high, its density decreases. Now, if the density is decreasing, what is happening? It is getting lighter. It is getting lighter and lighter, right? So if it is getting lighter, then what will happen? Its density decreases. Hence, hot air balloon go upwards by replacing the cold dense air. Okay, so this is the working of hot air balloon. Let me know if you're done. Then we will do Gay-Lussac law. Let me know if you're done, guys. Is there anyone who is still writing? Is there anyone who is still writing? No one is writing? Then all of you please write Gay-Lussac law. Gay-Lussac law. Gay-Lussac law will give you a relationship between pressure and temperature. Okay, so pressure temperature relationship. Okay, so Gay-Lussac law states that, please write with me, at constant volume, what happened? The pressure of a fixed amount of gas varies directly with absolute temperature. Okay, please again listen to this point, that it is absolute temperature. Okay. So whenever you are doing any calculation, in science, always use Kelvin scale for being in the safe side. Okay. At some point of time, you will understand that in some calculation where you have differences in the temperature, you can either take the degree scale or degree Celsius scale or the Kelvin scale. Both will be fine. But do that later when you have that epiphany. Otherwise, always use Kelvin scale to be in the safe side. So according to this law, we have pressure. It is directly proportional to temperature. That means as the temperature will increase, the pressure will also increase. And this is also very quite intuitive. I mean, you don't have to even explain this, because if you are heating something, then you are giving the body energy, right? You're giving the body energy. So these molecules, they are moving faster. And if they are moving faster, they will be applying a larger force in the walls of the container, and hence the pressure will increase. Okay, so as the temperature increases, the pressure also increases. So we can also write pressure is equal to K3 into temperature. Pressure upon temperature is equal to K3. And hence we can write P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Okay. Temperature, T1, T2, all are in Kelvin scale. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Then we'll write the graph. Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now write graphs. Graph of Gay-Lussac law. So graph is pressure versus temperature. So here you have V1, V2, V3. This is pressure, this is temperature. You just have to think about the pressure. I mean, you just have to think about the volume, okay? Okay, all of you will give me an answer A, B, C, D, E. Okay. You have all the options available. Please send me the answer. Okay. First, write this down. From the graph, you will write the order for pressure. Then you will think which of the laws give you relationship between pressure and the volume. And after that, you will tell me the order for volume. Okay. So in the notebook, you have to do first of all the order for pressure. Then which law gives the relationship between pressure and volume. And after that, you will write the order of volume. And then you will send me in chat A, B, C, D, or E. Is this clear, everyone? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes, no? Okay. Wait a second. Sorry. Wait a second. एक चीज आप लोगों से इसको ये कर लीजिए, ठीक? That this is P1, this is P2, and this is P3. I've got answer only from Khalil. Okay, Mazia. Okay, what about others? You have all the options available. Okay, Razan. Also write one more. None of these. If you think there is some other answer which is right, okay, Minashi has also given me an answer. So how many? Okay, so only 1, 2, 3, 4. Abdul Wahid, Shoaib, Khalid, Razan has given me an answer. Safwan. Option E. Okay, Abdul Wahid. Abdul Wahid, can you give me the order for P1, P2, and P3? Which will be higher? Abdul Wahid, in the chat, please. P1, P2, P3. From the graph, can you tell me? I'm asking for an order, ना? एक आप आंसर क्यों बता रहे हैं? I'm asking which is highest, P1, P2, or P3? Give me an order that P1 is greater than P2. It is greater. Okay, fine. P1 is the highest. Okay. And can you tell me pressure and volume? These are inversely proportional or directly proportional according to the Boyle's law? Abdul Wahid, pressure and volume are directly proportional or inversely proportional? If you don't know, please write don't know and look at the Boyle's law and then answer me. Okay, Abdul Wahid, please don't give me wrong answer because it is there in the notes now. You look at your notes and tell me whether pressure and volume are directly proportional or inversely proportional. देखिए इन्हीं चीजों से ना मेरा दिमाग खराब हो जाता है बिल्कुल, है ना? Abdul Wahid, you have attended the class na Boyle's law? Yes or no? Did you attend the Boyle's law class? हम इसी वजह से मेरा दिमाग खराब होता है जब आप लोग के पास नोट्स हैं मौजूद, then you can't even look at your notes and give me a proper answer. I tell you that don't trust your mind. Look at your notes. Abdul Wahid, can you see that it is inversely proportional? INVERSELY, inversely. Now can you give me an answer? Those all of you have not given me the answer. I mean, literally given you the answer. I've just not stated which of these options are there, but I've told you the answer now. I think you can give the answer now, Abdul Wahid. Yes or no? If P1 has the highest pressure, what will be the V1? Just have to do the opposite now because it is inversely proportional. Abdul Wahid, you will tell me. If pressure is high, you tell me this, Abdul Wahid, if pressure is high, volume will be what? High or low? If pressure is high, volume will be high or low? Volume will be low. Okay. Now what you do? Okay, now you tell me which has the highest pressure? P1, P2 or P3? Which has the highest pressure? P1. After that? After that? Okay. Now tell me which will have the lowest volume? Which will have the lowest volume? In V1, V2 and V3, which of the following will have the lowest volume? V1 will have lowest, and after that? And after that? Thank you very much. Is this clear now? Yes, Abdul Wahid? अच्छा, यही हम बोलते हैं प्लीज रीड द नोट्स, है ना? प्लीज रीड द नोट्स. I just asked you questions. I did not tell you anything other than what I have taught. I mean, what is written in your notebook, right? So please read those notes properly. I am not teaching you anything else when I am doing the questions. Okay, I'm just asking you some questions and you are giving me the answer, and at last you are the one who gave me this answer, right? And others, so Khalid has not given me an answer. Safwan also did not give me an answer. All of you guys understood, yes or no? Shoaib also, na? Did Shoaib give me an answer? No, I don't think so. Shoaib also did not give me an answer. Yes, Shoaib, Safwan, and Khalid. And Minashi, do you understand why the option will be B and not A? Yes, Minashi?
Yes, sir.
है ना? पक्का?
Yes.
है ना? Okay. What about others? Safwan? नहीं है, Safwan नहीं है, Khalid नहीं है ना? क्लास में. Okay.
इधर हो सर, इधर हो.
हाँ, तो I am पूछ रहे हैं हम इतनी देर से, तो why are you not answering, Safwan? Safwan, can you please turn the mic on? See?
जी सर
And
जी.
he is in the class. Which of the option is correct?
D.
D option. Acha. I am saying one thing. All of you raise your hand, na? Okay. Safwan gave the answer D. Please raise your hand if you think Safwan is not in the class.
सर क्लास में उस
हाँ, तो क्लास में है आप, तो आप बी कैसे जवाब दे रहे हैं? आई हैव गिवन द आंसर राइट नाउ, आई रोट द आंसर राइट नाउ, आई आल्सो गिव व्हिच ऑप्शन इज देयर. I asked Minashi that it is not the option that she gave, it is some other option, and you are still saying D. That means obviously you are not in class. And it's not something that I told 15 minutes ago. I just said this, the same question. Okay, so everyone is done. I'm not going to write the answer now. Yeah, most of you have written the question, I think, and they have given the answer. Just write in the notes now, the remarks. Please write. See, when you will have high temperature, when you will have high temperature, the pressure will increase. And the pressure will increase for everything, right? Pressure will increase for all of the gases. So you have tires, right? The vehicle tires, they also have gas inside them. Their volume is, I won't say it is completely rigid, but it is still somewhat rigid. Okay, so the volume will be fixed, and if you increase the pressure, then the tires will burst. That is why in summers what happened, the tires they burst. So please write in summers as the temperature of air or gas in tires of vehicle increases, the pressure also increases according to Gay-Lussac law. Hence, sometimes the tire bursts during summers. During summer. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Is everyone done?
1 second, sir.
Okay. Yes, Razan, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, write a question. Yes, Khalid. Don't let me say things twice, Khalid. Write a question. A closed rigid chamber contains hydrogen gas. Contains what? Hydrogen gas. Now, when the chamber, now when it is immersed in, when it's immersed in water bath of melting ice. That means you have melting ice. Melting ice will have what? 0 degrees Celsius, right? It will have 0 degrees Celsius. The temperature will be 0 degree Celsius. When it is immersed in water bath of melting ice, the pressure was 107 kilopascal. 107 kilopascal. What will be the pressure? What will be the pressure when the gas is raised to 100 degrees Celsius? Is raised to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So one thing that I would like to emphasize here is this statement: closed rigid chamber. Closed rigid chamber. Okay. It has two words, two adjectives: closed and rigid. Chamber. This closed means neither the gas can come in, neither something can go out. That means amount is fixed. Amount is fixed. This rigid means that neither the chamber can expand, neither it can, nor it can contract, right? Nor it can condense. That is why the volume is also fixed. Okay, the volume is fixed. So the amount is fixed and the volume is fixed. So which law will be applied here? What is changing? The temperature is getting from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. That means the temperature is changing, and what is changing? The pressure was 107, and hence the pressure will also change because the temperature is changing when volume and the amount is fixed. Okay, so we'll apply the Gay-Lussac law. Apply Gay-Lussac law. What is the Gay-Lussac law? We have P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Okay, P1 for this case, you will write P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2, and you have to find what? You have to find P2. So P2 will be equal to P1 T2 upon T1. Write the question down, write the solution. Okay, and start calculating. Start calculating. Yes, Khalid, I said something to you. Are you there? Okay, Khalid is not here. Please, you guys don't forget to change the temperature into Kelvin scale, okay? This is, I mean, this will be having a quite, yeah. The calculation will be a bit lengthy, so you can approximate here and there, okay? You can tinker a few things. Khalil, are you doing the question? Okay, Minashi has given me an answer. Yes, I think it is. Yes, Minashi, very good. It's fine, it's correct. Yes, Mazia. Correct. Yes, Razan, very good, correct. So all of you have kept the Kelvin scale, very good. Yeah, only three answers. Yeah, Minashi and Razan. Khalil has not given. Shoaib has not given. Abdul Wahid has not given. No, Muhammad Khalid. You did some mistake. Did you convert to Kelvin scale? Did you convert the temperature to Kelvin? Yes,
No,
Muhammad
sir.
Khalid. So you have to convert it, na? It's absolute temperature.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Khalil. Correct. T1 is given as 107 kilopascal into T2 will be 100 plus 273, 373 Kelvin by T1 will be equal to 273 Kelvin. So you can cancel these two and the answer will be 146 kilopascal. Okay, answer is 146 kilopascal. All right, next Avogadro's law. Write the statement. Equal volume of all gases under same conditions of pressure and temperature, the same conditions of pressure and temperature contains equal moles of gas. That means if I have volume, if I increase the number of moles, the volume will also increase. If I increase the number of moles, the volume will also increase. And hence we can write volume is what? It is equal to K4 into number of moles. But please remember that if I increase the volume now, then the number of mole will not increase. So volume is directly proportional to number of moles. Number of moles is not directly proportional to the volume. Okay. Number of mole is not directly proportional to volume. From this, you will get to know about a new term which is known as molar volume, which you have already seen in chapter 1. Molar volume. What is molar volume? Molar volume is the volume of 1 mole of gas at certain temperature and pressure. Volume of 1 mole of gas at certain temperature and pressure. Guys, you have written Avogadro's law till here? Yes or no? Let me know if you have written till V is equal to K4 into N. N is number of moles, okay? N is number of mole, V is volume. Let me know if you're done with V is equal to K4 into N. Then we will talk about the molar volume. Okay, Mazia is done. Is there anyone who is still writing? Razan, Safwan, Khalid, Shoaib, Khalil? No? Okay. So molar volume. That means molar volume is volume of 1 mole of gas at certain temperature and pressure. So we'll look at a few standard temperature and pressures. Number one is standard temperature and pressure. This is STP. So here the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius or 273.15 Kelvin. The pressure is taken as 1 atm. And at this temperature and pressure, the volume of 1 mole of gas was found to be 22.4 liters per mole. But there was a problem with this standard temperature and pressure. This 1 atm is the pressure that is applied by the atmosphere. And duplicating this type of pressure in chemical environment, it is very difficult. So in 1976, I think, IUPAC, it updated its standard temperature and pressure, and the new temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. That is fine. 0 degrees Celsius or 273.15 Kelvin. But the new pressure was taken as 1 bar. Why 1 bar? Because 1 bar is numerically easy to feed into any system. Why? Because 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, right? And this Pascal is how much? It is 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per meter square, right? Newton per meter square. That means you have to just put 1 for Newton and you have to put 1 for meter square, and then you will get the unit Pascal. Multiply it to 10 to the power 5, you will get 1 bar of pressure. But the same thing if I want to do, and if I want to get a pressure of 1 atm, it is quite difficult because we have to put these all numbers 101.01325 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So arranging the force and the area is very difficult. Okay, that is why IUPAC it updated its standard temperature and pressure, and this is old. And for the new temperature and pressure, the volume is equal to 22.7 liters per mole. This is the new standard. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Done, guys? Done or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
There's another standard which is known as standard ambient temperature and pressure. Okay, standard ambient temperature and pressure. Okay, standard ambient. Ambient means at the room temperature. What is the room temperature, guys? What is the room temperature? Room temperature is taken as 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin. 298 Kelvin. The pressure is normally 1 atm. Okay, and here the volume comes out to be 24.78 liters per mole. This is the standard ambient temperature and pressure. Right, another topic, that is relation between density and molar mass. First write till here and let me know. Done, guys? Okay, now write relation between density and molar mass. Density and molar mass. So we know that the formula for molar mass is number of mole is what? The given mass divided by the molar mass. Okay, divided by the molar mass. What is given mass? Given mass of the gas divided by the molar mass of the gas if you are talking about a gas. And according to what? According to Avogadro's law. According to Avogadro's law, we know that volume is equal to K4 into number of moles. K4 into number of moles. What we can do, this volume of gas is equal to K4 into number of moles. We can substitute this. The given mass of the gas divided by the molar mass of the gas. And we can replace the molar mass here. And this will be equal to K into the given mass of the gas divided by the volume of the gas. And here we can write molar mass is equal to K into the given mass by the volume, which will be density. Which will be what? Which will be density. Hence we can write density is directly proportional to molar mass. Density is directly proportional to molar mass. Please write this down. Let me know if you're done. Density is directly proportional to molar mass. As you can see, if I will increase the molar mass, the density of that particular object or gas will also increase. Okay. So density is directly proportional to molar mass. So we are done with all the laws. We will combine that, and then we will write about the ideal gas and then the ideal gas equation. We will derive the ideal gas equation from the laws that we have just studied. Done? Done with the relation between molar mass and density? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, ideal gas. Ideal gas. The gas which follows, which strictly follows Boyle's law, Charles' law, and Avogadro's law is known as ideal gas. It is known as ideal gas. Okay, it is known as ideal gas. So you will see that we have not considered the Gay-Lussac law in the definition. Why? We will understand that in the derivation, because we don't need the Gay-Lussac law in the derivation. That is why we don't write it in the ideal gas equations definition. So right here, derivation of ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. Derivation of ideal gas equation. Please listen, don't write here. Okay, please listen. According to Boyle's law, what does the Boyle's law say? Boyle's law says that the volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Let us suppose this is the first equation. Okay. Next we have according to Charles' law. According to what law? Charles' law. What does the Charles' law say, guys? What does the Charles' law say? Look at your notes and tell me. शांत रहने की तो इन लोगों को इतनी तमन्ना रहती, क्या बताएं? Yes, Khalid, what is the Charles law? Can you state the Charles law, Khalid? Yes,
Yes,
Khalid,
sir.
can you? Yes. Tell me the Charles law. Read the statement. Yes, Khalid.
A law stating that the volume of an ideal gas at constant pressure is directly proportional to the absolute temperature.
Absolute temperature. That means what we can write volume is, it is the relationship between what? Which two parameters? We have four parameters now. Then which two parameters are related in the Charles law? Volume and
Pressure,
volume. हाय हाय बताइए इन्हें।
temperature.
पढ़ तो लीजिए थोड़ा। डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल और इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल? डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल, राइट? डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल। ओके।
Yes, directly.
Minashi, can you tell me the Avogadro's law?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me the Avogadro's law. According to Avogadro's law,
Equal volume of all gases under same conditions of pressure and temperature contains equal moles of gas.
okay, then so it is a relationship between which two parameters? It's a relationship between
Volume
which,
and number of moles.
and they are directly proportional, right?
Yes.
Directly proportional. Okay, so this is second and this is third. Now what we will do, we will combine these three. Okay, so combine 1, 2, 3. Now let me just read a second. Okay, combine 1, 2, 3. So you will get what? Volume is directly proportional to number of moles, temperature, and it is inversely proportional to the pressure. And from here, what we can write? Okay, again I have to quite big. Number of moles, temperature, and pressure. And we can write volume is equal to it is equal to what? No need of that. You can write volume into pressure. Pressure into volume is directly proportional to number of moles into temperature. We can introduce a constant. PV is equal to nRT. Okay, so R, what is R? R is the universal gas constant. Why it is said as universal gas constant? Because it is same for all gases. The value of R is same for all gases. Okay, so please write this. Let me know if I have to scroll up or down. Do I need to scroll up or down? Anyone? No. Okay, fine. Yes, Khalil? No or yes?
Yes, I can scroll up.
हाँ तो बोलिएगा ना, फिर ऐसे आप चुप हो जाइएगा तो कैसे होगा? More up?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Let me know, guys. Okay, let me know if you have not written some part. I can wait. Okay. I'm not in a hurry, but and also I don't want to waste a lot of time waiting when all of you are done, because आप लोग तो भूलते हैं हो जाने के बाद, ऐसे बस चुपचाप बैठे रहते हैं, सर पूछते हैं तब जाके भूलिएगा, आप इंतजार में रहते हैं बिल्कुल. Khalil, let me know if you're done. Okay, then I can scroll down for others. Just ऐसे पूरे इंतजार मत कीजिएगा, यहाँ तक का 3 तक हो जाए तो बता दीजिएगा, फिर हम स्क्रॉल कर देंगे नीचे. ठीक है खलील?
Yes, sir. Done.
अच्छा, उतना हो गया आपका, लीजिए, है ना. कंबाइन 1, 2, 3. Is any one of you planning to come India during your 11th and 12th standard? I mean, or India, or I mean, wherever you live, if you live somewhere else. No one?
No, sir.
What about you, Khalid? Are you planning?
Not India. Maybe I'll go KSA.
Acha. Where are you right now?
Qatar.
Acha, you're in. Mazia is in India. But your school is international, yeah, Indian international school, na? Mazia?
No, sir. Indian school, Bahrain.
Acha, it is Indian school, Bahrain.
Yeah.
Sure, it is not Indian international school. IIS नहीं है.
Yes, sir. Sure.
अच्छा. You're here for vacation, okay? Just, I mean, acha, you're in vacation. So, exam. What about exams online?
No, sir. Just for 1 month or something.
No, but first time तो हुआ होगा.
Yeah. Like I just came like 2-3 days ago.
Acha, 2-3 days ago. Okay. Minashi is in Ibn al-Haytham, na? Minashi is in
Yes.
Ibn al-Haytham. Khalid, why कैसे? Any specific reason या ऐसे ही?
For Umrah maybe. Or
For
just
Umrah में.
simply go.
हाँ, अच्छा दुआ में याद रखिएगा हमें भी.
Inshallah.
Minashi, you had one more from Ibn al-Haytham, Zalfa. Are you
Yes,
guys
sir.
friend? Are you
Yes.
guys friend? जो उनको नहीं समझ में आया इधर.
Yes.
Done na? Now let us write. So we are done with the derivation. Now we will write the universal gas constant. What is it actually? Okay. What is the universal gas constant and what does it represents? Write down universal gas constant. Universal gas constant R. So we have PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. And here we can write R is equal to what? R is equal to pressure into volume divided by number of moles into temperature. Number of moles into temperature. Also we can write this is what pressure. What is pressure? Pressure is nothing but force upon area. What is pressure? Pressure is force upon area. What is volume? It is right volume as volume only. Okay. And number of moles will have mole into temperature. And hence we can write here force upon area is what? Length square. What is volume? Volume is length cube divided by moles into temperature. Now we can cancel this L square and this cube here, and then there will be just L here. So we can write force into length upon moles into temperature. Okay. What is length? Length is nothing but it will be a distance, right? So you will have force into distance divided by moles into temperature. अब जिनका फिजिक्स अच्छा वो बताएंगे कि F into D क्या होता है. What is F into D? F into D is equal to what? Guys, F into D is equal to what? Physics.
So work.
Yeah, very good. It is work. F into D is equal to the work done. Hence, this will be equal to work divided by moles into temperature. पहले इतना लिखिए आप. So this is R. Okay, this is the significance of R. This is what R means: work upon moles into temperature. In terms of math, but we will write it down. What does it mean? What this particular thing work upon moles into time into temperature means? Okay. Done, guys? Okay, no, not done. Still writing. Done, guys? नहीं, किसी का नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
Done, sir.
Done, okay. Done, Marcy. Okay, fine. So what is this work per mole per temperature, right? So right, R represents the work done per mole per degree. Per mole per degree. It means that if you have, please listen, okay, don't write, please listen. If you have a gas, if you have a sample amount of gas, and this gas is what? This gas is 1 mole of gas. Okay, this is 1 mole of gas. Okay, this is 1 mole of gas. And it has some temperature that is T. It has some temperature that is T. I want to increase this temperature. I want to keep this gas as 1 mole. And I want to increase the temperature to T plus 1. I want to increase the temperature to T plus 1 here. Okay, T plus 1. So I will have to apply, I will have to do some kind of work. I will have to apply some kind of energy here in the system. And this work done, the amount of work that will be required is the R. The amount of work that will be required is what? It is the R. Okay, it is the R. So write this point down. So initially it is in T. I have to increase the temperature by 1, T plus 1. Okay, by T plus 1. Then guys, done? No or yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay. Now write the units of R. Units of R. Okay. Number 1, R is equal to 0.0821. 0.821 you will have for pressure and volume, right? So here it is liter ATM per mole per Kelvin. Per mole per Kelvin. Second is R is equal to, if I can write this liter into ml, then this will be equal to 82.1 milliliter ATM per mole per Kelvin. Third is R is also equal to what? Work done, work upon moles per Kelvin, right? Per mole per Kelvin. Hence we can also write in terms of joule. So this will be equal to 8.314 joules per mole per Kelvin. The fourth unit that is most often used is R is equal to 0.0831 liter bar per mole per Kelvin. Okay, per mole per Kelvin. So also please note that, also note that 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. Okay, 1 dm cube. Sometimes you will see dm cube instead of liters. Don't think that it is something that we have not learned. Liter is equal to 1 dm cube only. Okay, liter is equal to 1 dm cube. Write the units. You have to memorize this. Okay, you have to memorize with units. Okay, with units, but you can ignore the per mole per Kelvin because it is same everywhere. Okay, per mole per Kelvin is same. Per mole per Kelvin is same. You have to memorize with units of pressure and volume. Pressure and volume units are changing. Okay, liter ATM. And basically, you have only two: liter ATM and liter bar. And joules will be only used when you are having some energy term involved. Okay, when you have some energy involved, then we will be using joules. Mostly, you will be seeing that in thermodynamics. Because of this chapter, 0.081 and 0.0831 will be mostly used. Let me know if you are done, guys. Done? Yes or no? Not done? Not done. Okay. Okay, who is writing? कौन लिख रहा है? Khalid, are you done?
Yes, sir, done.
What about others? Shoaib, Mazia, Minashi, Razan. You guys are done? Khalid,
Done, sir.
done now?
Yes.
Everyone is done. Right. Next, right, alternative form of ideal gas equation. Alternative form of ideal gas equation. I did not write one point. Did we write ideal gas? Derivation of ideal gas equation तो लिखा है ना हम लोगों ने, है ना? So this is your ideal gas equation. Okay. This is your ideal gas equation. You're writing alternative form of ideal gas equation. So we have seen PV is equal to what? nRT. This is the ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. So instead of number of moles, we can also write PV is equal to what? PV is equal to the given mass of the gas divided by the molar mass of the gas into RT. Next, what we can do, we can write P into M, that is the molar mass of the gas, is equal to the given mass of the gas divided by the volume of the gas into RT. And what is this part? Given mass by volume, it is density. So dRT. You can remember this as dirty PM. Okay, so relationship between the density and molar mass. Okay, alternative form of ideal gas equation. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Again, I'm reminding you of two things. Please keep that in hand in the next class. Okay, the units of pressure and units of R. Okay, units of pressure and units of R. It should be present with you. It should be in your hands reach in the next class, because we will be doing some numericals in the next class. Okay, you will be given some numericals as assignment also. Try them, and after that we can discuss them in the next class. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.